Hey mathematicians, today I wanted to talk about a math activity that can be used in a number of different ways. The math activity is just called number of the day. A lot of math programs use number of the day, and it's really the perfect kind of activity to incorporate into what you're doing either in your assignments for your students right now, or if you're a parent and you're looking for a way to get sort of the biggest bang for your buck. It's a wonderful activity that you could have your children work on at home. I'm not suggesting that you work on it in place of other activities that schools might be assigning, because we all know that schools and districts right now are trying really hard to come up with plans of how they might best meet the academic needs of students. But what I'm suggesting is, if you are searching for something because you feel like your child is going too quickly through the activities that they're working on, or you want something that you feel like they could work a little bit more independently on, then a number of the day task is the perfect kind of task. Why do I like the number of the day? Because it really gives mathematicians an opportunity to really flex that math muscle that they have. I also like it from a math coach and parent perspective because mathematicians of different levels can work with the same number at their own pace, at their own rate, and at their own level. And when you have the opportunity to take a look at the work that your child did, or if you don't have the opportunity to take a look at the work that they're doing, you have the two mathematicians share the work that they did. It's not going to hurt either of them to hear the ideas and the ways that the other mathematicians came up with it. So what does the number of the day look like? Well, it's about as simple as it sounds. You are going to choose a number. Now, the choice of your number might be important because you want to choose a number that is going to be appropriate for the mathematicians that you're working with. So if you're trying to sort of figure out whose number am I going to pick, I would choose a number for the younger mathematician. And that way, the older mathematician really has to flex their math muscle. But again, all mathematicians, even at our level, it's great to have to really think about how to make that amount. So when you're thinking about preschool and kindergarten mathematicians, you're going to be focusing really, did I say that enough? On that sense of building 5. As you're working with kindergarten and first grade mathematicians, now you're opening it up to a little bit broader, focusing on 10, ways to make 10, all the ways to make 10, ways to make 10, build 10, show 10, represent 10. As mathematicians get more and more sophisticated, obviously then you're going up into 20, up to 100, up to 1,000, within 1,000, within 100. You get the idea. So you're going to assign a number. Let's say we start with 10. All you're going to do is have your mathematician write the number. If you want to do it ahead of time, you can do that ahead of time. It doesn't make really much of a difference. And then you're going to give them the opportunity to show what they know about that amount. If you want to have a little bit more control over the activity and you want to see a product, you can have them record the work that they're doing. If you want a little peace and quiet or maybe privacy, you can have your younger mathematicians go and collect items that represent that quantity. You want to extend the activity a little bit more, you can have them then bring back the items that they collected in their groups of 10s. Maybe you even give them some Ziploc bags to put their sets of 10 in. And you can allow them to then draw on that paper what they have. Another way that you could do that, if you don't want to send them around the house to collect items and things like that, is you can have them write math ways to show it. So what are some ways that we could show 10? Well, one way that we could do it is using tally marks. Another way that we could show 10 is 5 plus 5 equals 10. Another way to show 10 is to draw 10 items. So now you have mathematicians working on the same number. This would be for a younger mathematician. However, if you have, say, a first grade, a second grade, even a third grade mathematician showing ways to make 10 like this, there's no reason why they can't. Third grade mathematicians showing 10 by doing something like this. 2 groups with 5 in each group, absolutely fantastic. Again, giving them a chance to flex their math muscle and to really, really think about all the ways that number can be made. If I have an older mathematician, they could be using division and they can be using equations to represent what they're working with. You can encourage them to be using parentheses with the work that they're doing. A great activity, an activity that hits many levels, and an activity that you can be confident in, again, like I said before, and assigning it for students to work on it and then share that work with you as a teacher. Or if you're a parent and you're looking for something to fill time or to add to or enrich the work that your students are already receiving from their classroom teachers, a number of the day task is an absolutely fantastic task. Feel like they finished too early? Ask them to come up with 5 more ways. Feel like they're really struggling with it? Allow them to draw more. Happy mathing.